Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and a very different video, and obviously I've been away for a while. So today we are launching a new series. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, something that I've got a lot of information about. I like doing this kind of thing. I like finding out all the information about a specific band. So this is going to be episode 1, and it is a deep dive on all things Sleep Token. Right, so let us get into it. The reason why I picked this band to be my first band to do a complete deep dive on is because they're currently my favourite band. They have been for a while now. They've always been a band that I've been a fan of, but they have quickly rose and took #1 spot. They're a band I listen to pretty much every single day. They're a band I'm obsessed with. They're a band that I really did fall in love with a good few years ago. This isn't a recent thing. I've been a fan of this band since pretty much the beginning, to be fair. And I've made I've not hid this information on the channel. I actually discovered them from a fellow reactor, or ex-reactor now, in Truant Reacts. That guy was unbelievable. I would love him to come back, but I understand the reasons why he went away. So we're going to start right at the very beginning with these videos and take you right the way back and then go to current day. So, Sleep Token started 2016. You probably know they are a UK-based band. They originate and are from London in the UK. So I have got some notes, quite a lot of notes, and I've taken some information from various websites, and of course I will credit them along the way in the video. So we will start off with going right the way back, like I say, formed in 2016, and we're a very underground, well, I wouldn't say, well, small is probably the right word because everyone starts somewhere. They were a relatively small underground band way back then. No one really knew who they were. The fan base that they did have at the time were very small but very hardcore. This band have had a following since the very beginning, obviously since they started releasing music, but they've always been a hardcore fan base on the beginning. Make no mistakes, people, this fan base did not start off as, you know, it didn't just jump into being a hardcore fan base from like the TikTok era, which we will speak about later on in the video. They've always had, from my personal experience and from what I've read online and things like that, but mainly my own experiences of seeing this band live, again, there's a section on that coming up, they've always had a hardcore or somewhat of a hardcore fan base since the very beginning. So, Sleep Token, for those of you who don't know, who are they? What kind of genre do they fit into? What do they themselves class themselves as? What information has the band physically put out there, which obviously is very little. They are an anonymous band, and this is all kind of stuff that we're going to cover as we progress through this video. So if you go to their Spotify analytics page, which is different to actual Spotify, you can find out information that the band or their label at the time, or management team, or whoever that may be, but someone from Camp Sleep Token has chosen and selected as their genres. And I was pretty kind of surprised by one of them in particular. None so the other ones, but the first one. So they are officially listed. This is officially listed on Spotify as a post-classical, post-metal, post-rock band. So the post-metal, post-rock, all day long, you can hear them influences. Post-classical is interesting. I mean, I'm one of these people that says that you can't really put a genre on this band. They've basically done it all. They've gone from the metal. They've kind of stepped into almost deathcore kind of areas. They've done rap, R&B, dance, pop. They've done it all. They really have. I suppose the only thing they haven't truly done yet, but there's probably influences in one of the tracks somewhere, is country. Like proper hardcore country, but I just don't think that would work. But then again, this is a band that does not sit, for me personally, in one specific genre. They cover them all pretty much. They are very talented. So yeah, 3 main genres that was uploaded to their own Spotify profile. So what they have physically said their sound is based on or influences are taken from. The next thing we move on to is just some basic stats for people who may, or obviously may, know this band. So to date, to this current day, we have 3 studio albums, 2 EPs, 16 singles, and 8 official music videos. So considering the amount of tracks, albums, EPs, singles this band have, to only have 8 music videos out since 2016 is pretty impressive and very different as well. A lot of bands you'll see will put 4 or 5 music videos out a year. You know, this band have released 8 since 2016. So like I say, formed in 2016. The lineup as it stands now, and again, there will be no revealing identities in this video. I know better. I would never in a million years do that. And now this is all public information about this little next piece, and you can easily find out the name of the guy, but I don't believe that we should link him to the band or discuss identities. It's just not fair. It's just not what you do. It's one of the very, very important rules of being a fan of this band. You do not discuss identities, whether it be true, you know it to be true, whether you know it to be false. You just don't do it. You don't make accusations, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the original guitarist was revealed pretty early on and later stepped aside, allowing for the current guitarist, who shall only be known as 4, to replace him. So, members of the band, you have 4 of them. You've got Vessel, 2, 3, and 4, the guitarist. So Vessel on vocals, 2 on drums, 3 on bass, and 4 on lead and rhythm. To a point, he does both. Lead and rhythm guitar. Like we said before, based in London, England, UK. And we've kind of covered this bit, but like I say, relatively unknown for years. Only known as a kind of an underground band, but with a very, very devout and hardcore fan base. Now, one thing that I did write down in my notes is that the hardcore fan base that had always craved something different, because it's probably one of the only ways you can describe this band. They are very, very different. They don't sound like anyone else. A lot of people are taking inspiration from them now, but they don't sound like anyone else. Now, we come to the name. So, Sleep Token. What is it all about? What's the lore? What's the backstory? So again, I'm probably not saying something you don't already know with this, but for the people who may not know this band, who are new to this band, who are just discovering and getting into this band, they worship a deity known as Sleep. Now, Sleep is referred to as an omnipotent, so basically everywhere at all times. Sleep is accessible no matter where you are, what time of day or night it is. And this is the deity that the band worship, that they write about, that they speak about in their lore, that there's a lot of kind of like intermissions, kind of breaks in live performances. I know in recent years there's been performances where Vessel has spoken to Sleep, and that is played over a video, and you get to hear the disguised voice, and then Sleep comes back. There is a lot of lore that surrounds this band. I could make an hour upon hour upon hour video about the lore that surrounds this band. So, as people will or might not know, I'm guessing you probably will if you're watching this, if you've clicked this video especially, you will know that the band are anonymous, that they wear masks, that they conceal their identity in various different ways, whether that be in long sleeve black shirts, long sleeve jumpers, whatever that may be. Robes is kind of what they go for, as Vessel does. They will disguise their skin, any markings or anything, with black body paint. They do this to disguise themselves, but this form of expression is not just based on identity alone. It is there for the storytelling aspect, and it is also there to kind of give them the image that they want to portray on stage. Now, we will move on to the live stuff later on in this video, but I'll say this: Sleep Token are a band you don't really want to see in the daylight. They are definitely a dark, dingy room kind of band. Let them do their thing with their light shows, and again, we will move on to their kind of growth and what they've become now. But yeah, the body paint, the masks, all that kind of stuff, they aren't just there purely to protect the member's identity. It does say and I found this on a official website that was linked. You can tell it's linked to the band. They said that the masks also symbolised artistry and storytelling with a visual representation and appreciation of the deity that we worship in sleep. So there you go. It's not just purely an identity thing. The band have also said on several occasions, and this is heavily documented as well, that their identities as people are not important, and they would rather the fans of their music appreciate them for their sound and art rather than what they look like in everyday life. It's just a band basically saying that they would rather you appreciate their music, their art, for what it is. It's art and music. You don't listen with your eyes, basically. And I kind of like the fact that they are anonymous, because that will come with quite a lot of... I'm trying to think of the word. It will come with a lot of privileges that a lot of artists and musicians and people as famous as these guys now might not get the luxury of. Obviously, if no one knows what you physically look like, obviously there is a set amount of very special and need-to-know people that know what each of the members look like. They are free to go about their everyday lives when they are not performing as Sleep Token. You know, you see all these celebrities now that get attacked by paparazzi and things. We know that there's stories and rumours, and again, I am not confirming or denying anyone's identity on this video. I would never do that. But they do have the freedom to move around. There's a luxury that not a lot of famous people get. I've been seeing over the past couple of days, just because Glastonbury's been on and stuff. Dua Lipa getting absolutely jumped after Glastonbury. That woman cannot move. She has no life. She has to have full-blown security with her at all times. Just using her as an example because Glastonbury's been on this weekend. Whereas these guys are pretty much free to do what they want, because no one really knows what they look like unless they are in the inner circle. And again, everything online about names and stuff like that is purely speculation. You could run up to one of these guys, say, "You in Sleep Token?" He could be like, "No, just carry on walking." You have no right to guess otherwise. So yeah, they are in a pretty unique and very, very lucky position in terms of they're majorly famous, but they are free to come and go as they please. They can go down the shop for, a pint of milk, something very, very basic like that. You couldn't get that with James Hetfield, for example, just picking a massive superstar out of the air. James Hetfield couldn't go to the corner shop. If a metalhead seen him, he'd be like, "James, it's James from Metallica." That kind of stuff. Corey Taylor, all these kinds of people. Dave Grohl, It's impossible for these people to live a normal life, normal for what is me and you. But with Sleep Token, they still can have pretty much a 95% normal life, because there's only certain people that actually know what they look and also what they sound like as well. So, after that, I saw Sleep Token in Liverpool in the Arts Club in 2017, and we're talking in front of less than 50 people. Now, this is why I said before, if you ever see this band live, you want to see them in a dark and dingy environment. Like a dive bar, because it really does. It adds to the intimacy of the show. It adds to their whole image. It just adds to everything. And when I saw them, obviously very, very little known band at the time. Obviously, I knew who they were. I wanted to go along, see what it was all about and stuff. And they had 5 or 6 candlesticks, large candlesticks, just flickering with a little light on the stage, so you could just about make out the members of the band, and they fucking destroyed it. I have never heard a drummer in all my life hit the drums as hard as 2 hit them drums. Holy shit. It really is to be something appreciated. It's just something else. Vessel live is a absolute god. He really is. The guy is phenomenal. He sounds like no one else in this industry. And live, you've truly got to experience a Sleep Token show. I am very lucky in the fact that I've experienced these guys grow up over the years and glow up, really, if you like. And each time they've got better and better. They're not a band that when you hear them live go, "Ooh, they're not that good live, are they?" They're phenomenal. They are a lot better than their album recordings. And also a little piece taken from 2's interview on Drumeo. 2 will actually change up the songs live, so that he's actually playing them live. Just little things that this band add in to give to the fans when obviously we pay that money to go and see them live. I do have a Chinese tea here. I'm going to have a little swig. Unbelievable. Cherries and berries. So yes, that was back in 2017. So we will go over some stats, some monthly listening stats that are provided by Spotify and obviously on their LinkedIn thing. Doesn't say their LinkedIn page then. Sleep Token are not on LinkedIn. Their analytics page. So currently, this day, today, accurate, Spotify monthly listeners sits at 3.74 million. Spotify followers, so people that have actually clicked onto their page and clicked the follow button as well, 1.34 million. And their playlist reach worldwide, so that is anything of their playlists. You know, when you can go onto their page and it'll have like, this is Sleep Token or Sleep Token favorites or radio or whatever. 42.4 million streams. They are huge. I do have the most popular track, which surprised me. Wasn't expecting this one. The most popular track on Spotify for Sleep Token right now is Granite, with 3.86 million streams. The second most popular song is the one that I would have 100% put my life on. It is The Summoning with 3.36 million streams. You know, these numbers are not to be kind of turn your nose up at. They are still very, very impressive. But if someone was to be like, you know, the whole gun to the head thing, what do you think is their most popular song on Spotify? I'd have said The Summoning all day long. But it's Granite. So there we go. And then another little very interesting fact that I managed to dig up was overall, The Summoning is the most popular search term on Spotify, with over 73% of searches for Sleep Token containing the words The Summoning just in 2023 alone. That is insane to think that 73% of the searches for the band contain the track they were looking for, yet another track from the same album is the most popular song. There we go. Apple Music is a little bit harder to find out. They don't really give much away. But I did go to YouTube. Now, this is the interesting one for me. This blew me away. YouTube, their official Sleep Token YouTube channel. When I first discovered this band, they had 272, I think it was, subscribers. They now have 546,000. 16 videos uploads. Only 16. And a total view count of 269.5 million views on 16 videos. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The growth that this band have had, which we will move into very shortly. So, the most important thing, the music. Of course, the music is what we all love. It's what we all listen to from this band. So we will start off, like I say, at the very, very, very beginning. Now, if you're a Sleep Token fan of new, if you like, and you've only kind of listened to probably Take Me Back to Eden, possibly This Place Will Become Your Tomb, maybe you've discovered a couple of the singles, please go back and listen to the discography, because you will realise that even at the very, very beginning, they were so damn special. They really were. So, at the very beginning, where it all started out, the EP 1, released December 2016, December 2nd to be exact. 3 tracks, Thread the Needle, Fields of Elation, and When the Bow Breaks. Each one of them songs is a journey. Like, if you listen to what they sound like now, and you take a trip back down to 1, the EP, you will see that they were very, very special back then. So, Thread the Needle, incredible song. Fields of Elation, slower, but still incredible. And When the Bow Breaks, killer breakdown at the very end. Unbelievable track. But just go back and listen. The lyric writing has been there from day one. The talent has been there from day one. And the musicianship between these 4 people has been there since day one. 1 is a very, very special EP. We then move to 2. And you will have to excuse me, my hay fever is absolutely murdering me today. I've took some antihistamines, it's refusing to go away. But yeah, we move to the second EP, which was released July 21st, 2017, and contains one of my favourite all-time songs by this band. We have Calcutta, Nazareth, and Jericho. Calcutta, to this day, they don't play it live, they haven't played it live for many a year, but that is just a crushing single from that EP. I would highly, highly recommend. If you haven't heard their older stuff, definitely go back and give one a listen, but 100% do not skip two. Please do not skip two. It is an unbelievable EP. We have singles. Now, there was a lot of singles. You had Jaws, which was the single that I discovered this band from, through Truant Reacts, which kind of sent me down the rabbit hole. You've got The Way You Were, and you've got Shelter, to name a few. Shelter, to this day, still makes me cry, and I've heard it thousands and thousands of times, especially live. If you hear them perform this song live, he's just got this ability, and not a lot of vocalists can do this. Some of them can do it to a point, but Vessel, he just sets the bar. The way in which he conveys emotion, and the way in which he puts that across, no matter where you are and where you're listening to it, the man is a sheer genius. He really is. His songwriting ability is next level. Kind of a side point as well, Vessel writes all of the songs, all of the instrumentals, and the band are the ones that perform it live. There are on a few occasions that two has got involved in the writing process, but for the majority of the stuff, it is Vessel. So now, this is where I wouldn't say, well, it wasn't the whole kind of growth for this band, but for me, the first studio album, the amount of full listens that I have to Sundown, and there was two versions of Sundown, and we got Sundown original release, which was November 21st, 2019, and then we did get Sundowning Deluxe, which was June 20th, 2020. Now, this for me, and I'll read you my notes that I've put on this now. Sundowning for me, and the way it made me feel. So Sundowning for me was an incredible album. It almost felt like a journey and a debut album that kind of made you sit there and go, these guys have something special and are going to be huge, no doubt about it. It was metal, but it wasn't. It was unlike anything that I'd heard before, with the constant genre twisting. Throw in Vessel's incredible ability to write lyrics and convey emotion, like I said before. This album was a solid 9.5/10 out of 10 for me on its first listen. Now, if you go through the track listings, you have The Night Does Not Belong to God, which later become, mashed in Euclid, for Take Me Back to Eden. You had The Offering, one of my favourite songs. Levitate, Dark Signs, Higher, Take Aim, Give, Sugar, Say What You Will, Drag Me Under, and Bloodsport. And the last two were on the deluxe edition, the Bloodsport being the Room Below version, which is just Vessel and a piano. It is unbelievable. It is stunning. Go and listen to it. I do think that Bloodsport original and Bloodsport from the Room Below was on the deluxe edition. I'll have to look that up, but I think it was. It was their first studio album. Now, obviously, with an EP, 3 or 4 tracks is the most that you'll get. Not only have I listened to them over and over and over again, Sundowning is, obviously it's a full-length album, so you've got half an hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, however long it may be, plus of the amount of times that I lied down with headphones on, and this is what makes an album great for me, in all honesty. If you can press play from track 1 and you don't even feel the need, or don't even notice the need to skip a track and to kind of come out of your kind of relaxed state and click next, don't like that track, and then lie back down and carry on. If that doesn't happen, and each of the following tracks continue to take you on that journey, you've got a solid album. You can't give an album a solid score or can consider it for album of the year, especially with what I do as a creator, if you've got to skip a track. If you have to skip a track that much, something is not right on that album for you, so therefore it cannot be perfect or there or thereabouts to be put into what would be your album/albums of the year. An album for me has to be able to play through start to finish. and again, just play and play and play and play. I have never once shied away from the fact that music is my coping mechanism. Whenever I'm feeling shit or feeling down, and I have suffered with mental health in the past, music is where I go. Music is where I lose myself in. A good pair of headphones, dark room, lie back, and just fuck the world, basically. Just you in the moment, you and the band, you and the music, and nothing else for that 45 minutes to an hour, whatever it may be, sometimes longer, can come between you and that sound. And that's what music does for me. That's why I create this kind of content. Music for me will always be that coping mechanism, that place that I will always search for. Not to be too cheesy, but it is kind of my Eden. That's what I'll always go to, music. And it's something that I will always and always treasure. So, that was November 2019. We did have to wait nearly a year for the next album to come out, which was This Place Will Become Your Tomb, September 24th, 2021. And for this one, I actually have the UK sales for it. 24,427 physical copies sold. So this is before your streams, before your YouTube plays, stuff like that. 24,427 copies sold. And if you think that in today's day and age, even going back to 2021, metal has never been that kind of music where people rush out for CDs. The fans of it will. The fans of it will. But if you think 24,427 physical copies since it's been released, and then you compare that to your big pop artists, your Taylor Swifts, your Ariana Grandes, your Lady Gagas, they'd do that in an hour. They would sell that in an hour, easy. But what I'm trying to get at here is that is a huge number for a band that would be considered by a lot of people heavy. They are a metal band, in all but the words. They do genre mash a lot, but to your average person that doesn't like metal music, you play most of the songs on that album, they're going to probably be like, they're a metal band, or they're a heavy band, they're not for me kind of deal. So 24,427 physical album sales for a band of this genre, or genres, is pretty damn impressive. And again, it came with some of my favourite Sleep Token songs. So the song listings are as follows. We've got Atlantic, Hypnosis, Mine, Like That, The Love You Want, Fall For Me, Alkaline, Distraction, Descending, Telomeres, High Water, and Missing Limbs. Now these are songs that to this day the band still play. Of course with Sundown, and it's from Sundown and onwards that you will probably get in live sets. I know that a lot of people are after Jericho. A lot of people are after Nazareth, and they've started to play them. But from Sundown and onwards is where you will see your staple set when you see this band live. This album, for me, personally, it's, to be brutally honest, as solid as it was, for me personally, it wasn't Sundown, and it did not hit me in the same way. Individual tracks did. But if I had to sit here and go, you've got Sundown and you've got This Place Will Become Your Tomb, which is your favourite? Sundown and all day long. It really is. I have listened to This Place Will Become Your Tomb hundreds upon hundreds, possibly thousands of times. And as for phenomenal as that is, and the journey is still similar that it takes you on, Sundown and is just another beast in itself. Which is interesting because Sundown did not sell as well. It doesn't give me the exact figures. I probably could find them, but I have, from the digging that I've done, I couldn't really find anything that was kind of truthful. A couple of websites said it had done 1,000 copies, which is just not true. It's definitely not true. But yeah, This Place Will Become Your Tomb. For me, as good as it was, it just did not top Sundown or the deluxe edition. So now we come to the biggie. We really do come to the biggie. And the start of something that Sleep Token have never done before. And I think is kind of what generated a lot of the hype. Especially for creators like myself and fans of the band in general as well. It's something that I don't think many bands have ever done before. If ever, I can't think of them doing something like this. So, we come to probably the best album you've ever made. One of the best albums ever made, in my opinion. Take Me Back to Eden, May 19th, 2023. UK sales, remember, Sundown, 24,000, sorry, not Sundown, This Place Will Become Your Tomb, 24,427. Take Me Back to Eden, UK sales, 50,764. Double. Basically double album sales. And another interesting little fact that I have for you, 16,000 of those sales were in the first week of release back in May 2023. If you consider that with the fact that their last album did 24,427 sales in general, 16,000 sales of Take Me Back to Eden were in the first week. You can kind of see the rise of this band. So, there is a reason for it. And again, a lot of you will know this, but this is mainly information for those of you who won't. So, you might have heard of a platform called TikTok. Well, TikTok blew this band up to fuck. So before we get to TikTok, little side note. When I was saying before, I don't think a band has done this before. What Sleep Token started to do, and there's various theories and rumours and stuff as to why, and the dates that they chose. They started releasing singles at midnight consecutively on days. Now we got Chokehold was the first one. Chokehold came out first. Then we got The Summoning the night after. And then there was a week gap. And then we got more. One on midnight and another one the night after. I remember when I went to see them perform. My gig was the night that at midnight Aqua Regia came out. And I bought the Aqua Regia hoodie at the show. Got home, they played it live, obviously, hadn't heard it before, and at midnight, Aqua Regia hit their YouTube channel. So, Take Me Back to Eden does feature Chokehold, The Summoning, Granite, Aqua Regia, Vor, Ascensionism, Are You Really Okay, The Apparition, DYWTYLM, which is Do You Really Wish That You Loved Me? Or Do You Wish That You Loved Me, sorry. Rain, Take Me Back to Eden, and Euclid. This album replaced Sundown for me. This album is perfection. There's no getting around it. It is probably in my top 3 albums of all time. This is a masterpiece. This is something I think that, I mean, they've done it every album, and I've said it every album. I don't know how they're going to top that. They've got their work cut out for them with this one, because Take Me Back to Eden is perfection. Every single track is just another journey. I put this whole album up on my YouTube channel. I'm in tears, I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm crying again, I'm just in utter shock. It is 100% their best ever work. And I got a couple of reviews up. Again, I don't agree with them. I'm kind of biased as a fan. I would have liked Kerrang to have given it 5Ks, but anyway, the reviews: Lambgoat 4 out of 5, Kerrang 4 out of 5, Metal Hammer 4 out of 5, and Metal Injection 6.5 out of 10. Well, they're fucking deaf, in my opinion. Kerrang, I'll go and give someone like Youngblood a 5 out of 5, but Sleep Token released perfection, like literal perfection. 4 out of 5. I don't know what they heard. I don't know what you've got to do to get 5Ks on Kerrang anymore. But this is special. This album is special. So we will get back to the TikTok movement. So of course, Chokehold came out. The Summoning came out. Those of you who know TikTok will know you can obviously add tracks to your videos. You can put music in them. You can do whatever you want to it. The Summoning exploded. The internet broke. The birth of the next generation of thirst traps was upon us. There was women left, right and centre, and men left, right and centre, saying that they would do unholy things to Vessel. They would do unholy things to their partners to this album. They were doing, if you could think it, they were trying to do it on TikTok with their music. The Summoning blew up. You could not go past 2 videos on TikTok and it would be, The Summoning would be there. It would pop up. You could not get away from it. The Summoning in 2023 is basically what the Hawk Tour Girl is now. You cannot go 1 or 2 videos and there'd be Sleep Token. There'd be people cosplaying as Vessel. There'd be people with the masks on. There'd be people with the robes on. it blew the fuck up. And, of course, the band benefited from it. I remember when I saw them live, and the first note of the summoning kicked in. Every motherfucker on TikTok was live on TikTok filming it to be the first person to get that footage of the TikTok song at the time on their profiles. It was insane. It did insane things for the band, and it was metal music. To be fair, as much as the metalheads love the crushing breakdown riff of the summoning, and you know what part I'm talking about, it was the end. It was the sexy part that the thirst traps were going crazy for. Men and women, believe me, there's a lot of people that got themselves banned off TikTok for trying to do things with that song that you're not allowed to do on TikTok. But anyway, it blew up. The band just fucking skyrocketed. You can go back to May 2023 on the Spotify analytics and you see an unholy jump in their analytics. They're kind of doing this, little bit up and down, little bit up. The Summoning came out, bang. There's no in between. There's no little kind of like rise. It's just stop, bang. It blew up. It went absolutely insane. I don't know how close it got to getting number one in the UK, but it must have been in the charts. It just got to have been in the charts at some point. But yeah, so they are their albums to the current day. We are waiting on a new one, waiting on a new single. I'll touch on that towards the end. I've got a little bit more of interesting facts to go over and stuff with this band so far. But yes, to come kind of back round to what I was saying, the live experience. This is not just paying to see a band. You don't just listen to Sleep Token. There was a YouTube creator, and I can't remember who said it now. I think it might have been Chase Carnison, to be fair. I think it was, because I remember I commented on it, and I love Chase's videos. Anything Chase does Sleep Token, I'm there. He said that Sleep Token aren't just a band that you listen to or that you watch. Sleep Token are something that you just experience. You live it. And it's true. You see this band live, it is like nothing else you've ever seen in your life. They are phenomenal. It's a whole experience. And because of the way they're glowing up now, because of how big they are as a band, there's stage shows, there's lasers and all sorts now. There's a huge Sleep Token logo and LEDs that changes colour. I seen them in Wembley in the OVO Arena, and, you know, as much as Vessel's voice failed on him because he'd been touring and he was not well, it was just insane to watch. It was just a completely different experience. So if you do ever get the chance to see them live, and good luck getting tickets, please do. Please do. Even if you have to spend a little bit more. I know I will never, ever indulge touts. I will never promote touts. But unfortunately, that is probably the only way you will get tickets nowadays. Don't spend too much. Obviously, you have to live yourself. Don't go spending your entire rent or mortgage money on tickets. But if you can afford to, and it's not too much, then please do not pass up the chance to see this band live, because I swear to God, they will probably beat anyone you've seen live in the past. So, I've covered the stage show recently. It has obviously increased. The capacity of venues they're playing has increased. I'm seeing them in September in the Manchester Arena. I've seen them in Wembley in the OVO Arena. I've seen them in front of 50 people in the Arts Club. But yeah, now we go to the records that this band are breaking. So, to wrap up this video and talk about some of the impressive things that this band have accomplished so far, and these figures are taken from Ticketmaster themselves. So, the live ticket figures. So, for the UK show that they did, the one-off date that I went to, I have the Sleep Token coin here. I will show you it on video. I was one of the lucky people that managed to get my hands on one of these. So you have the Sleep Token logo and the commemorative Wembley coin with their logo there. And on the back, it has the Wembley Arena. I don't like to touch it as too much. I don't want to obviously change its colour or anything like that. But if you do turn it round, you do get the Wembley Arena on the back. There you go. I do try and look after this. Keep it in its box, look after it, but it did come in a lovely Sleep Token presentational box. I will treasure that forever. The live ticket figures. Now, I was lucky. I was truly lucky to get these tickets. I was in work for 7:30 in the queue, waiting for pre-sale, and I was lucky to get them, and I got banging seats as well. That show Wembley OVO Arena, 10,000 people. According to Ticketmaster, sold out in just over 10 minutes. Just over 10 minutes. Gone. The UK tour 2024, so the one coming up right now, sold out in 19 minutes. That's all dates. With pre-sale allocation selling out in less than 7 minutes. That's according to Ticketmaster. Sleep Token have just finished their North America and Canada tour for 2024. And if this can be believed, Ticketmaster US state that they sold out every single one of their shows in just over 17 minutes. That's the North America and Canada tour. So, where are they up to now? Current day, they're currently, I believe, taking a break before they start the UK leg of the tour. They've done a couple of independent kind of appearances for festivals. No UK ones, as far as I'm aware. They didn't play Download. They're not playing Bloodstock. They didn't play Slam Dunk, anything like that. But yeah, they will be kicking off the UK leg of their tour very, very soon. And it is titled the Teeth of God Tour. So, we're on to current day. Where are we up to? What are they doing now? Where are they? The next thing to logically expect is a new single. I can't tell you when. I don't know. I'm just going to be as excited as you are. I still, to this day, and this band have done this to me, I still, to this day, if I'm in bed before midnight and I wake up to go to the toilet or something, I will check my phone and just make sure they haven't dropped the song at midnight. Because you don't know when they're going to do it. You really don't. They do things in a different way. But I'm guessing we will due a single soon. We will be due a new album. God knows what it's going to be called. And yeah, all will be revealed and will be released to us as and when the band deem fit. So there we go. There is a deep dive run into Sleep Token, the band, what they stand for, their albums, their tours, what they've done as a band, how much they've grown, their album sales. They are phenomenal. They're just something else. If you like something different, if you want to have something different in your ears, then 100% take a look and a listen to Sleep Token. You will not be disappointed. But I will leave it there. They are my favourite band for now, probably for a while to come, for a reason. And hopefully I've given you a little bit of information and convinced you to go and at least give them a listen. But yeah, we will leave it there, people. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all on the next video. There will be more of these deep dives coming. If you would like me to feature a band on a deep dive that you might be interested in, drop it down below in the comments and I will do my best to accommodate your request. But yeah, I will see you all on the next one. Take care. Apologies for being gone for so long. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. But yeah, bye for now.